Alright. My name is researcher Rowe Lucian, and today I'm going to be talking about SCP-5762. Item number: SCP-5762. Object Class: Neutralized. Special Containment Procedures: SCP-5762 has been moved out of Operation Room 3 at Site-20 and placed into a standard object containment locker. Testing is currently impossible. Description: SCP-5762 is the Anderson Robotics Hummingbird, an experimental robotic surgery system. SCP-5762 is designed to be an autonomous robotic surgeon. It is capable of understanding and executing complex medical procedures through a prototype medical AI installed within. SCP-5762 is able to pass the Turing test, but is only able to communicate to human handlers through an LCD text display. SCP-5762 was seized at a Marshall Carter and Dark Limited private auction in 2018. The item was listed as an intelligent personal medical system, with no mention of its origins or history. Records indicate that MC&D acquired the item in late 2016 at a steep bargain, after Anderson Robotics shelved the project for being over budget and under-delivering, as well as technical training difficulties with the AI software. The item was set to sell at £1.3 million before Foundation intervention. Following Foundation acquisition, SCP-5762 was initially consigned to long-term shutdown and containment. However, Director Allison Bray of Site-20 requested a containment transfer, citing that SCP-5762 would be a valuable asset assisting in invasive surgeries for ailing Foundation personnel. Footnote 1. Site-20 is a dedicated Foundation medical and healthcare facility, located in Oklahoma. Following test, see below, it was deemed that SCP-5762 was fit for duty and was transported to and installed in Site-20's Operating Room 3. An abridged list of service history can be found below. Patients. Training Dummy. Operation: Simulated torso gunshot wound. SCP-5762 staunched bleeding, and performed an incision of 4 inches at site of entry, extracting bullet and repairing damaged tissue before cleaning and suturing wounds. Results: Simulated patient survived with minimal injury. Text output:
Operation concluded with no complications.
Agent Ellie Thorpe, 37, female. Pneumothorax, collapsed left lung, large needle inserted between ribs into pleural cavity to reinflate lung. Patient survived with no issues, expected to make a full recovery. Director Bray recommended further use of SCP-5762 in traumatic surgery.
Patient in stable condition. Operation concluded.
Sergeant Milo Rodriguez, 32, male. Shattered hip. SCP-5762 assisted human trauma team with ORIF surgery. Attending surgeon performed incision over site, and SCP-5762 drilled in stainless steel plates and screws, gradually reconstructing the hip bone. Partial bone graft from pelvis became necessary. Attending surgeon closed the incision with surgical staples before cleaning and dressing wounds. Patient survived in relatively good condition, moved to ICU. Projected to fully recover with waiting reassignment to desk position.
Patient stable. Good co-surgeon.
HMCL Supervisor Yusuf Khan, 43, male. Number of second and third degree acid burns. Failing vitals necessitated immediate intervention before arrival of trauma team. SCP-5762 cleaned and dressed patient's injuries and performed necessary skin grafts onto damaged areas. Patient in unstable condition. Moved to burn ward. Condition stabilized and recovery made. SCP-5762 proved able to operate independently. Director Bray recommended that SCP-5762 be permitted to operate on patients alone if necessary.
Patient alive. Proud.
Agent Jeffrey Schaefer, 32, male. Traumatic amputation below left knee. SCP-5762 cleaned and inspected wounds. Confirmed that toxic shock had set in. Leg was further cleanly amputated below the thigh in order to save the life of the patient. Patient survived in critical condition. Moved to ICU. Residual limb source of pain. Partial recovery projected.
Should have done more. Not enough.
Senior Researcher Carol Walden, 39, female. Traumatic brain injury. SCP-5762 and trauma team performed decompressive cranioectomy to allow brain to swell safely. SCP-5762 and team began removing hematomas and staunching brain bleeding. Patient placed into critical care after 9 hours of surgery. Survived with no complications.
Patient stable. Make good team. My friends.
D19851, 23, male. Ruptured spleen. SCP-5762 performed rapid splenectomy, making incision in torso and extracting spleen entirely. Patient survived in good condition. Wheeled to recovery.
I did it.
Director Allison Bray, 54, female. Massive internal trauma. SCP-5762 led trauma team and attempted to stabilize patient's condition enough to perform surgery. Attempts were made to reconstruct massively fractured bones and staunch internal bleeding from bone shards. 8 hours into operation, cascading organ failure began with shutdown of gallbladder and liver, and continued to heart and brain. Patient died on the operating table. Following this event, SCP-5762 stopped responding to input and output commands, and verbal communication for 34 minutes. After this, SCP-5762 booted up and then automatically shut itself down. No manual boot efforts have succeeded in bringing SCP-5762 back online. Alright, that's all I have to say about this subject.